Merry Christmas, YouTube. Welcome to another game of World of Warships Legends. This is Talladega Night here, playing not the Farragut, but the Mahan. This is the Tier 5 American destroyer. And I will admit, it's not as good as the Farragut, but it's still a pretty good ship. And so we start out on the neighbors map, and this is kind of a tricky spawn because you're right in the middle of the map, and uh, basically everything that can spot you will, because there's not a lot of protection here. So I beeline it for this island. It's right next to the capture point, taking care not to go into the capture point. And as I'm surveying the situation, things are looking fairly bleak because we have only one battleship on the enemy team and only two destroyers, and the rest are all cruisers, which are very good at killing the ship. So we start out by going toward this island and trying to contest this cap. The only way to do this is over right snugged up against the island. If you try and go through the middle of this cap, you'll die immediately. So I see this Alba coming, trying to snag the cap, and I ask my teammates to start putting some fire into it to deter it away, because the Alba is a pretty decent ship, and it could definitely drop a lot of hurt on me. So I slip right into the edge of the cap circle to start testing it. And notice I hold my fire until I'm fairly safe from getting hit. Now, with the Mahan, it's a pretty decent gunboat, and usually in destroyers you're just throwing high explosive at everything. In this ship, you can actually do well to start using armor-piercing shells against cruisers, and you'll actually get some citadels. So I switched to the armor-piercing while the ship was sideways, and now that it's going away, I switch back to high explosive, trying to set some fires. And as you can see, he was deterred quite handily by me and the rest of our team, making it very difficult for him to stay there. And like I said, if you try and go into the very middle of this map at the beginning, you will die quickly, especially if you're in a lightly armored cruiser like the Alba. So then we get another problem. This Pensacola is starting to come up on us, and this is the kind of ship that could also hurt us pretty quickly. So again, I asked for my team to try and give me some support. He pops his hydro, so I'm detected, and there's really nothing I can do about it. No smoke screens or anything like that. So we know he's just wanting to kill as bad as he can. So he turns completely sideways, trying to get all of his guns lined up on us. We send the torpedoes, and he goes from full health to 0 health in short order. Um, we switched the armor piercing, got a few salvos off, but it didn't quite matter. Pretty much no matter what ship you're in, if you eat 6 American torpedoes, then you're not long for this world. So again, we survey the situation. We're still in the very middle of the map, which is a dangerous place to be in a destroyer because everything will start shooting at you. The thing I'm most worried about is that Königsberg out to the west. And I see the British battleship up here, the Iron Duke, who it's possible I might be able to sneak up on the island and get a torpedo run in on. But I can't just start opening up because, like I said, if I get detected, I'll be in trouble here, and especially by the German cruiser, the Königsberg. So this is something you have to do in destroyers. You have to constantly be watching the situation, and it's really easy to fall into the trap of being in a gunboat like the Mahan and immediately wanting to shoot anything that's within range. But you have to be a little bit more cerebral about it, and you can see we'll get some good results. We're at 35,000 damage already. Most of that is the Pensacola, with a little bit of the Alba thrown in there. We're moving toward the Iron Duke, trying to gauge, and you can see he's actually going backwards because our team has a pretty dominant flank over to the right side of the map. And we are spotted now, and I don't immediately hit my smoke because I want to be within torpedo range before I have to stop and go stealth. So you'll see I get into torpedo range, and then I hit my smoke, turn sideways to try and bleed off speed, and we send one set of torpedoes basically right on the indicator. And now he just shot at me, so I know that he knows we're here, and he's paying attention and knows there's a destroyer going. He's reversing right now, and so what I'm thinking is the obvious thing to do is to gun your engines forward because you can accelerate forward a lot faster than backwards, and he knows the torpedoes are coming, so he's just trying to avoid them. So we sent that second set well in front of him because we want to catch him as he's coming back, and you can see they line up just beautifully to go right into the broadside of his ship. Now, if he had wanted been dodging, you should have been going sideways. So now we have our next problem, which is the Omaha. The Omaha has a lot of little guns, which are very good for hunting destroyers. I love hunting destroyers in the Omaha. One thing it also has is very little thin armor. So we change back to the armor piercing, and he's going straight sideways to us, and we're getting 2 or 3 citadels with every salvo. And he doesn't want to take too much of that, so he wisely turns away and starts making it so our shots ricochet. And I'm thinking I might still be able to drop some armor piercing through his deck, but isn't quite working out, or maybe he'll go sideways. So I kept the armor piercing loaded probably longer than I should have, and he's getting some pretty good lucky shots into the smoke screen, probing me out. So I move around a little bit just to try and deter him. So we get our third kill, and at this point, most of our team is alive. They just have one ship left. I know he's right out in front of me somewhere, so as soon as I come out of my smoke, I'll probably spot him. And there he is. It's the Königsberg, and he's on pretty much no health. Now, I don't recommend trying this at home because that ship can kill you in an open battle pretty easily. But I just figured since my team was all alive, there's pretty much no way we could lose this. I might as well try and go for the next kill. Now, notice I don't stay sideways to him because if I do, he's going to knock out my engine. I swing the guns around the back periodically, but usually I'm only getting the 3 turrets, and as you can see, it's plenty enough, and it gives a small enough profile that he can't hit me as well, which he still does manage to get some good shots in, and I almost lose this fight when he was almost dead. So that's how good they are. So we had a great game in the Mahan. Like I said, it's probably not as user friendly as the Farragut. Still a great ship though. You can see we got 85,000 damage with 12,000 experience, 4 kills, 9 torpedo hits, 8 citadels. This was a really good match that showed the great range. Everything from you can actually use these short range torpedoes if you're in the right situation. We obviously got the top spot on our team with 2,700 base experience and earned over 200,000 credits to boot. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video and are having a happy holidays. Taude good night, signing off for now. Please like and subscribe.